Hi everybody. Do you like my my blinged out retainer? It's an old one, so I decided to bling it. Anyway, I finally got my Erba Pura from Scentbox. Erba Pura by Xerjoff from Scentbox, and I was so excited to get it. Oh, I just froze. Oops, sorry, I froze. So excited to get it because I love Tiziana Terenzi Kirke, and everyone says that they smell so incredibly similar. I disagree with that. I think on certain skin, there's like a fleeting moment where they're similar. Although, hear me out on this video because I'm not even sure that this video will sum this fragrance up. It's kind of tricky. I'm sure it's not for everybody. It could be like a love-hate thing. My opinion has changed a couple times on it. I'm glad that I got it from Scentbox. I did say Scentbox right earlier. This one is Scentbox that I got this from. Um, I'm glad I got this size and the opportunity to play with it a little bit. When I first got it, I thought, oh, this smells amazing before I even sprayed it. You know how sometimes you could smell them really well even without spraying them. I was like, this smells really good. I was so excited. And then I sprayed it and I wanted to like it. I wanted to love this so badly. I mean, there were times that I thought I'm just going to order a full-size bottle just because of the reviews. I'm sure you've all seen like these amazing reviews on Erba Pura where everyone says it smells like a big bowl of mixed fruit with a lot of vanilla. Maybe it does on some people. So anyhow, jumping all around, I got it and I was like, okay. I had it in my head. I really want to love it. I want it to be somewhere in the same family as Kirke. As the time progressed on me, I absolutely hated it at first. I disliked it so much that I again tried to look up videos to see maybe some reviews that I hadn't seen yet, which I did come across one. I can't think of his name right now, but I am going to put his link in the description below. I've watched several of his reviews. I can't think of his name, but he was reviewing Erba Pura by originally, I always forget, excuse me, Suspiro or whatever, like, which switched over with Xerjoff apparently. I know I'm not the greatest, like, history and factual person in that way, but anyway, I think they're pretty much the same. He was reviewing Erba Pura and just couldn't stand it either. So later on throughout the day, I was like, what am I missing? Because you guys, it stunk so bad that I went on one of my fragrance community channels and had to discuss it. And apparently this is unusual. It must have a lot to do with your body chemistry and what time of year it is and the temperature that you're setting in. I think this is a very tricky fragrance. And I'm going to get to that after I finish describing the original stink from my first experience. So I get on there and I try to be polite about it. I'm like, hey, everybody, finally got to try Erba Pura. I love Tiziana Terenzi Kirke. Everyone says it smells like it. It doesn't. On me, I am picking up extremely, extremely strong musk. Not the sexy musk. Um, I initially tried to be polite about it, but then through comments, as so many people agreed with me, it got more and more graphic about the kind of stink that I'm describing. Like extreme animalic musk. If any of you have ever gone hunting or know hunters, like that kind of musk, animal musk stink, like an animal in heat. I think you all know what that means, but for those of you who don't, like when an animal is in heat, like it's breeding time and excuse the graphicness, but like when animals have their menses, it was just so foul. I couldn't believe what I was smelling, and I was like, what is going on here? And so this guy that I'm going to link his video, he felt the same way, a very strong like urine smell. So I posted about that, and it's obviously a divisive fragrance because and it has so much to do with your chemistry, because some people were saying the same thing and they're like, oh yes, I had to throw mine out. I had somebody say, don't bother trying, several people said, don't bother trying it again later because it's still gonna stink. And somebody said they sprayed it in their house and they never had their husband and kids actually say to them, please don't spray that again. It stinks and it's filling up the whole house. And then there's others on in the community comments saying how much they absolutely adore it, women and men. A lot of people get the strong sweetness and the vanilla and the dry down, but most everybody that liked it felt that it was very springy, summery, fruity. And I just said to them, like, I really wish that I got that on my skin, because that's what I was like looking for. Um, anyhow, so, and again, in my original post, I wasn't trying to be ugly because I really wanted to love this. I just said, I'm going to give it a try later. And as I said, others said, well, don't bother. So it's been a while and I just put it on today and I'm still not getting that fruit bowl, but it is very, very different from the first day that I tried it. So you guys, I'm not even sure how to direct you with this fragrance. If you're a fan of Xerjoff and you've heard all the reviews and you think you would like it, don't just order a tiny, tiny little sample. Maybe use one of your subscriptions to at least get this size so you could try it at different times, because this is sneaky. This is tricky. So today when I tried it, and it is strong, it does project, and it is long-lasting, of course. It's still got musk, but it's more of the gentler white musk type smell. And what I got most strongly trying it on today, this retainer is kind of messing up my speech, is a fresh, spicy. I got the spiciness, and if you look on Fragrantica, that's part of its note breakdown. It was like a powdery, fresh, spicy amber. So I got a fresh, somewhat powdery, like spicy, fresh, ambery. And it's pretty with that underlying musk, which was not nearly as rough as the first time that I tried it, which I'm glad about. But then I was second guessing myself because I was standing in the kitchen and somebody else went by. I had just put on one of the cheap hand sanitizers though. And I hope that's what it was. Somebody else said, oh no, that's those cheap hand sanitizers. I thought, oh God, I hope it's not. I hope it's not me with my Erba Pura or whatever. But it definitely smelled totally different from the first time that I wore it. The first time I wore it, I did not get any of this like super spicy amber, which is in the notes, but I got it this time. And to give you a reference, I'm in South Carolina and it was evening. I went outside and was smelling because I sprayed it on my shirt and on my skin under my shirt. And I was like, yeah, this is totally different. I'm getting spicy, ambery, powdery, that combo with a white musk, much more tolerable. And the amberiness and spiciness was nice. And I have to say today, even though it was nice, I think it was leaning more masculine. And so I went back on the group page and discussed it, and somebody was saying maybe you have to let it, what is the word, macerate? You kind of have to let it, give a fragrance time. Maybe that is the case. And so I'm glad I have this size. I'm still going to try it maybe in like a week or two and see if I ever get that super mega blast of fruitiness that so many other people, talk about and say they love, like the big fruit bowl that dries down into this like very sweet vanilla. We'll see. Maybe I'll get that. Now, I do have to admit, I'm trying to pull my necklace out. I do have to admit, I like to sample fragrances on my youngest daughter, who's 21, because she just has that chemistry that she could wear anything. And if a fragrance smells good, it smells good on, I'll know, on her skin. And for a fleeting moment, it went through a phase that was somewhat reminiscent of Kirke, but Kirke has that very woody note to me too. It's fruity with a lot of that wood. It's got patchouli in it, and I really like Kirke. The notes for this, my notebook. Jill liked my notebook. It says, "You belong among the wildflowers." Anyway, so Fragrantica was saying uh, it was launched in 2019 with Xerjoff, and the top notes are Sicilian orange. Can I read my writing in pencil? Calabrian, bergamot, Sicilian lemon. Middle notes just say fruity, and base notes of white musk. Whoo, y'all! If you've got the body chemistry that picks up on the musk, it's not going to be coming off like a white musk. And Madagascar vanilla and amber, which is what I'm picking up today. A really nice amber with the fresh spiciness. So that's what Fragrantica lists the notes as. And even if you look on Fragrantica, this fragrance is very divisive. So you do need to try it, but don't just get the little vial, offline. Get something at least this size, because I'm still not getting off of it what I was expecting to get. But today is just drastically different than the first time that I tried it. The first time was straight up animalic. Which, if you look at the note breakdown on Fragrantica, yes, it has that listed. It's like, yes, it's like at the base of the list is like animalic. Also on Fragrantica, I did see where somebody else mentioned that they got very much just the fresh spiciness of this fragrance. So at the very least, I am intrigued. Now, as I said on that fragrance group, oh, I'm getting a message. As I said on that fragrance group, I can't wait to try it again. But I'm still nervous about like ever putting this on, like to go out on a date or something, because if I wore this and went out on a date and it smelled like it did the first day that I tried it on, a dude would run. He would be like, "Oh, good Lord," he'd be thinking to himself, "I gotta make an escape out of here," because I couldn't even get rid of it, y'all. I had made the mistake of spraying it on my pillows here and stuff, and thinking I was all excited for it to be smelling fantastic, and it was not working. I swear, okay, this is so terribly graphic, but like when young teenagers go through that stage hormonally and they stink, like certain teenage boys, they can't help it. They could shower 100 times and they'll just be stinking from head to toe. And young girls start their menstrual cycle and have a hormonal funk to them. I'm not talking about dirty kids. I'm just talking about that weird teenage phase. And I think a lot of kids go through that kind of stink the first day. I was so upset, you guys. This is what it smelled like, and it doesn't smell like that today. But if I were to go out on a date and it did that, I would be so embarrassed. If it smelled like it did today, it would be intriguing, but it's still smelling, leaning masculine today. Um, so maybe I could do an update if I try this again in a couple weeks or something. I'm I'm really intrigued with this. Let's see what happens next time. But for all of you who are fans of Kirke, do not just believe people saying, "Yes, this is exactly like Kirke," or Tiziana Terenzi is a knockoff of Erba, or Kirke is a knockoff of Erba Pura. No way. I mean, no, I've smelled Kirke on myself and others, and I like it on everybody. Little side note too, on a separate fragrance, Atomic Rose, which I love. I just flew out of town to go on a date with someone and new, and I took that with me and sprayed it on him. And good gracious, y'all, that is just still one of my favorites. I don't know how in love with it he was. I think he was in love with it. The fact that I was in love with it on him. It smells fantastic on me, and it smells so sexy on him too. That Atomic Rose by Inicio. So good. Anyhow, so I don't know. Let's see what happens with this. But if you do try it and it's horrific the first time, I would love to hear your comments to see if it ever changed for you or evolved. Maybe other person who commented was right. Maybe this fragrance needs some time. Like maybe the batch is a little fresh or something, and where the heck did it go? Y'all, I'm going to be risky and spray it on me again right now. Oh, no, it unscrewed. Wait. Oh my God, like initially, that's very, very pretty. That initial, maybe I get some fruitiness now. It's very fresh and springy. It's very green, green and powdery and fresh and spicy when you first spray it. And I'm getting that ambery again. So like right now it's vibing. I'm just scared to see what happens. It's really nice right now. It definitely unisex. Right now it doesn't not leaning male or female. Unisex just yeah, if it would stay like this for sure. Again, I got a little burst of fruit, like those citruses. See if it develops into that fruit bowl that people talk about. I mean, I am getting fruits at the moment, but not some crazy explosion of fruit. It is very, as I said at the beginning of this video this time, my chemistry must change all the time. What does that say about me, I guess? The first time it was smelling all stinky. I'm not the only one. That's all I have to say, because lots of other people said that too. Right now, powdery, very herbally green, fresh, spicy amber. Nice sweet amber. So I've been rambling on this one for 16 minutes and 45 seconds. Just you guys let me know, and let me know if you've had it and it has changed for you at different times and how it developed. I don't think that this is the kind of fragrance that you could say it's going to smell a certain way on anybody. I think it's probably extremely variable to the person, to your body chemistry at the time, to the weather. Hmm. Some fruitiness, finally, but mostly that herbally spicy. I have to say the amberiness is nice. I just hope it doesn't go skunk animalic on me. Okay, so I hope you're all having a good night, and um, yeah, I look forward to your comments.